Today, I really want to dig in and talk about the Roman guard. I want us to dig into this Roman guard. I want us to think about this Roman guard at a level of depth that requires patience and discernment. In a way, Paul and Silas were more free to follow the law of God than the Roman guard was able to, because Paul and Silas had not taken an oath to the Roman Empire to put the law of Caesar and the law of the land first. So see, while Paul and Silas were wearing physical chains, the guard was wearing some spiritual chains. Many human relationships are like this. We as humans are bound to one another just as we are bound to live on the earth. We depend on one another for food. We depend on one another for our utilities. We depend on one another for the various things we need in life, our means of transportation, our maintenance of transportation. We depend on one another when we can't fix a certain thing. We depend on one another for various resources. We are interconnected in many ways. We are bound to one another. Just like this guard, when we read the story, we think that only the prisoners were bound. But the guard was bound to the prisoners. Because when he thought the prisoners had left, the guard was about to kill himself. This is the moment where reconciliation happens. If we build up walls between this kind of person and that kind of person and this kind of job and that kind of job, we can never get to this point of reconciliation. Do you see the beauty of what has happened here? The guard that once oppressed Paul and Silas in prison, while they were sitting there with their wounds, probably becoming dangerous to the point of becoming infected. The same guard that was a part of the system that beat Paul and Silas with the rods is now the guard that has accepted God and has repaired and restored his relationship with God. It's the same guard that is now washing the wounds of these men who he once oppressed. These men who have freed him from his oppression. He's now washing the wounds because he is now rejoicing that he is a believer in God. He is now there feeding these men who he once had chained up in prison, feeding them. This is where reconciliation happens. The wound maker becomes the wound healer. The one who does the harm becomes the one who does the healing.